far more often than any of us would like, questions of foreign policy and national security come down to the choosing the lesser of evils. The question posed here tonight is not whether we will be able to convince the Iranian regime to abandon the pursuit of nuclear weapons. We all hope so. We're not here to discuss how best to prevent the regime from developing nuclear weapons using carrots, sticks, diplomatic pressures. That is a different debate. What we are here to discuss is what should be done if and when all that fails. What do we do when one day, perhaps not all that far in the future, the Director of National Intelligence walks into the Oval Office and tells the President that there is now persuasive evidence that Iran has or is on the verge of acquiring nuclear weapons? On that day, a lot of things change. Questions of the regime's hostility toward America and our allies gain a new significance. Today, statements issued by the Iranian regime calling for Israel to be wiped off the map are disgusting, but we can all be comforted by the fact that the regime cannot follow through on its threats. The world of a nuclear Iran, however, will carry with it the possibility of a true Holocaust. Quote, "We have repeatedly said that this cancerous tumor of a state should be removed from the region." Iran's supreme leader has said, quote, "There is no solution to the conflict in this region except with the disappearance of Israel." He's also said, "We will no longer be able to write off such threats as vile but empty." The Iranian regime is currently the largest state sponsor of terror. It has already, through its own actions and through its proxies, expanded its influence throughout the Middle East in a serious effort to become the regional hegemon. It's responsible for countless deaths in Iraq, and it threatens the stability of the entire Middle East. We must ask ourselves if we are really prepared to live with the Iranian regime possessing nuclear weapons. What if their apocalyptic rhetoric does reflect and predict their actions? What if they don't themselves launch an attack but rather proliferate nuclear weapons to a terrorist group? What if the regime's control of its weapons is less than perfect, as we've all long feared in Pakistan? How many other countries in the region would seek and develop nuclear weapons if Iran does so? Responsible leadership cannot allow this to happen. We should seek to avoid it through sanctions, carrots, sticks, diplomacy. But in the end, the decision we may face is whether, if all those efforts have failed, we will permit it to happen. Preventing it through military action perhaps is the second worst decision we could make, the only worse one being to say it's all right now, it's acceptable, we will not act. We all understand that the risks of acting are great. The risks of inaction are greater.